I feel like so many women struggle with migraines and headaches, and honestly, like trying to figure out a path on like why and where it comes from is really difficult. And I think everybody's story and like is different. I don't think there's not one thing that will solve your migraines, basically. But
Stop. Oh my god. This is the lifestyle podcast we were hoping for. The real life moments of our dogs acting crazy in the background. Excuse Copper Boy. Sorry. Okay, continue, Becca.
That's so good.
Welcome to the Cleanish Life podcast.
We're best friends, not experts, making life less toxic and more fun.
Whether that's chasing toddlers or catching flights.
We're happy you're here.
Now let's talk clean-ish.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Cleanish Life.
We're back for episode 2.
We're back, and I think we learned a lot setup wise from our first episode, so we might look a little different. We're still learning, but hey, we're here to talk. Today we're really kind of like getting into our personal stories a little bit with cleanish living and non-toxic and why we ended up here. So we're excited to kind of let you guys in on some things, and yeah, I don't know, Emily.
I'm like, let's like think about, maybe we'll tell them again who we are. I'm Emily, if this is your first time listening, and welcome back if you are here with us and made it through episode 1. And yeah, we're your co-host, and we're excited and happy that you're back listening with us. Yeah. And like Becca said, we are gonna just be jumping into the deeper why, so that you guys can understand really why you're here. So yeah.
Cool.
I think
like finding our why is important, and I think anybody who's trying to like get into this world should try and find a why. It's kind of like maybe you've never thought about it before or something too. Like even for this episode, like kind of really thinking deeper into like where my why really stemmed for and how did I get here as well. It's like it's good to have something that's like gonna push you into this.
Yeah.
Learning
and I
more.
feel like if you think anything in life that you become passionate about, or you're switching careers, or you're just like finding or discovering more things about yourself and your values in life, like you clearly do have a deeper why. And I think we're here to tell our deeper whys so you can understand really how this has affected our lives, and to remind you that we're not doing it perfectly. We're literally two normal people just like you that started somewhere and started asking questions, wanted to understand deeper and just learn more about clean living, and discover.
Hopefully you can relate to it.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing is like we just maybe our whys will speak to you. So I think that's where we want to just jump right in. And I think Becca's gonna go first.
Okay, wow. I was like thinking about like what I would speak about and stuff and where it really started, and honestly like in college is kind of where it stemmed from, and also just before college before going into non-toxic, like I think like I mentioned in the first episode, basically cover.
Sorry, he's probably so loud. My dog in the background. Forgive me.
We both have dogs, we get it. But yeah, anyway, going back, I mentioned that I've struggled with migraines and headaches. I feel like so many women struggle with migraines and headaches, and honestly, like trying to figure out a path on like why and where it comes from is really difficult. And I think everybody's story and like is different. I don't think there's not one thing that will solve your migraines basically. Um, but
Copper, stop! Oh my god, this is the lifestyle podcast we were hoping for. The real life moments of our dogs acting crazy in the background. Excuse Copper Boy. Sorry. Okay,
oh my
continue,
god,
Becca.
that's so good. That's so good. Okay. Anyway, so always kind of had migraines, always kind of tried to figure out like why, where they've come from, what causes them, whatever. Once I got into college, it's like I really actually started, this is like kind of embarrassing in a way, but not embarrassing, but with essential oils. And I like was with Young Living Company. I still am, still purchase from them. So but people obviously like MLM, right? Companies or whatever, like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have a
yeah,
lot of hate. Yeah, I have a lot of hate around them. And
yeah.
um but I will say that is where I learned a lot of stuff from. Um
I
that
do.
I
Side
didn't.
note, I remember when you started all of this, and
Yeah.
I mean, you were like heavily in it when we lived in New York. And I was
Hmm.
coming to you about some questions, and you were like discovering all these things. And of course, it hadn't clicked with me yet, but I knew something was shifting in you for sure. It was clear
Yeah,
to
it's like
see.
I mean, like, hey, like, I either you like essential oils or you don't, or whatever. I think, like, but honestly, just the company did it. I learned a lot from it, and I still use a lot of their products. And like, hey, shout out to Young Living, or like maybe you like DoTerra or whatever. Like, I don't like it's okay. I don't care. Like, whatever way you like to do it, but they, it is like how I started realizing like, oh wait, what are in these products? Like, oh, something could be made that's not truly what the bottle says. What? Like,
Yeah.
it's like it just made me realize like, oh, I have to start reading like labels, ingredients. And it did start, sorry, with like essential oils, like buying a grocery store essential oil is not the same, and like you don't
Hmm.
really know the purity of it or something. Like, so it did start in an oils base, but then it's like they do have a lot of products, so then it's just like, oh, okay, maybe I should take out my deodorant, like maybe I should try their body wash, maybe I should try their shampoo, like.
Hmm.
And it was like along the company, but like I was also learning that like I have to read labels, and like this
Yeah,
is not um necessarily like good what I'm putting in my body and stuff like that.
for
Now,
sure.
also it's like with Young Living and trying to do that whole world, it's like I was a broke college student and I was trying to like sell to other broke college students.
Yeah.
So like it was
Not
not a good path.
very, not very successful.
But like it just really did start me down this path, because it's like I already was like in my migraine world, and I was like going gluten free, which is something that like I had found out when I was younger with testing like some allergies and stuff. So it's like I realized that taking out gluten helped my migraines. Then it's like all of a sudden I'm trying these different things, like okay, now I need to change my products, and like whatever. So it's like I was ultimately trying to find solutions for my migraines and trying to become in tune with my body, which like if I can give any help to people who also struggle with migraines, I will say it's like not one cure, but also like trying to be in tune with your body, like trying to find
Yeah.
those triggers. And that's kind of what it did. Like as I started to switch things out, I noticed that my migraines were less and less and less. As now, this is over years. This is not one
Right.
week. I noticed I didn't have them or something like, but just over the years, it's like, oh wow, now I don't have as many. It's like, okay, what have I changed? Like all my products that I'm putting
Hmm.
on that's going in my body, like
Yeah.
it just made me realize like, okay, and what I'm eating, what am I putting in my body? Like weird things trigger my migraines. Like for example, gum. I don't know why I can't chew gum.
Hmm.
Like, why? Like
Oh,
it's like
that's why? I thought you
yeah,
just didn't like gum.
no, literally like a
I'm
spearmint.
literally the person that always has gum. I'm
Gum.
always like, "Do you want a piece of gum?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like,
No.
She doesn't like my
it's
gum. Fine.
it's
Okay."
just a weird thing that like I just noticed. Like yeah, I think through I think being, and I think you'll relate to this side, Emily, as you've like gone into this, is just like for some reason it become like you become in tune with your body in a different way.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so long story, basically, like entering my world into being gluten free and trying out new products and stuff. It's just I noticed a difference. I started realizing more triggers. I was able to eliminate things or swap things,
Yeah.
and then of course then I had my son, which again, if you're new, I have a toddler who's almost 2, and when you have a baby, you realize, like, okay, what am I even right away putting on my baby? Like
Yeah.
that first outfit, that first swaddle, like what detergent was used to
Yeah.
wash that? And
Cuz
then it's
their
like going
skin,
into their skin.
they're so much more receptive. Like, I mean,
They're,
that's
yeah, like a lot of
actually
babies are
a thing.
sensitive.
Yeah.
Right. It's totally a thing. I think we as people are too, but we've kind of blocked it out or have been in this world for so long. Like,
Yeah.
um, but it's
I
like,
think
yeah,
I
it's like,
have heard though that, like, I can't remember the certain age, but like newborns to like a certain age are much more receptible to all of these things. So, like, starting their lives off with either
yeah,
clean or toxic can ultimately like set them up for one way or the other. So, it is
yeah.
just
I mean,
something to like be mindful of.
yeah, it's just like I was already in this world of trying to ditch and switch certain things. And then you have a baby and you really start realizing, like, well, I want to give, of course, every parent or mother even like wants to give their child the best they can, of course. And so it's like, okay, what detergent am I washing his clothes with? And then it's like, okay, what body wash? And so it's like, then am I going to put on his skin? Like, and
Mm,
even like to his, dishwashing liquid for his bottles or whatever. It's
yeah.
like, okay, all these things, I want it. And then of course they start eating too. So it's
Yeah.
like that's just dove me into like what's that for. I'm like setting up my baby's gut. It's like I just
Yeah.
have breastfed him for all this time and done all these things for him to hopefully give him the best. And so it's like I want to continue that with his food and what I'm putting in his body and stuff. So
Yeah.
of course that's just like expanded me more into this world because now it's not just me or
Yeah.
my husband that I'm trying to protect, and oh, I don't know, bad
Yeah,
word,
I
but
mean,
you
no,
know
you're trying to protect your family, and I think a lot of people could relate to that. And I think what we're here to do as well through what you're saying is like, you don't know until you know. And like, you
yeah,
first started through these oils and getting, having your why of like, trying to relieve a symptom or a headache like a
yeah,
migraine. And like,
yeah,
so many people, I'm just going to plug this in and then you can keep going, but I think so many people are suffering with things that they don't know why. And so much of it, if not all of it these days, it feels like, is tied to the toxins that we're consuming and just, having
literally
in our
anytime
environment.
someone, yeah, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
sorry I interrupted
No,
you.
no, I mean, but it is just like, that's like, from you firsthand experiencing it to then now having a child and a family to protect. It's like, if you do that research and start to understand, like, I didn't know that, the dishwasher soap had like bad things in it. I'm still learning like what does and what
Yeah.
doesn't when it comes to those things. And it's like, you
Hmm.
don't know until you know. And if you
Hmm.
do know, it's really hard to stop, like, to look away.
That stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It is hard to look away, and like obviously we're clean-ish. We're not perfect. I still
Right.
have Dawn dish soap on my counter.
Yep.
Like, there's like, which we'll get into later, but like
Mhm.
it it's hard to be perfect, but it is like once you become aware, and then it's easier to be like perfect for someone else. Like it's like, okay, I can do all these things for him. That's okay. But like for me, it's like, oh, I'll let that one go, or I'll let, like, it is kind of funny how you start to like relax. I don't know. That's the type of person I am and stuff. But um yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's just kind of like, I don't know, kind of my story, and like just learning about like alternatives that we thought we knew or we are used to, like I was used to
Mhm.
using my whole life. I never would have thought that my body wash and my shampoos that are going on my skin and going into my body or going into my hair, and
Yeah.
like it really does affect you. And And I was just gonna say, like, when I almost interrupted you, is that like
No, you're
when
good.
anybody comes to me with something that's going on with them, if I have a conversation with a friend or whatever, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Mhm.
this like issues that I have, whatever," and I'm like, "Well, have you looked at like your products, or have you
Yeah.
looked at what you're using or eating or what, like, whatever it
Yeah.
is, like it
Yeah. It's
it's
like
got to
it
come
all
from
goes back
somewhere."
to this. It all goes back
Yeah,
to this. Yeah. I
it
mean,
comes
I
from some.
literally I this has come up in like two or three different conversations this week, which is kind of just like a side note, but going off of what you just said, it's like you can't make people understand this. They're going to want to understand it for themselves and find their why and their deeper reasoning. And it sucks that certain people, like, I mean, we both went through some suffering to then understand, like, to do the research and whatnot. But so many people are not even aware or like understanding that this could be tied to their suffering. And
Yeah,
it's like, I guess that's
I mean
just another
that's why we're
reason.
here.
Yeah, why we're here is like, oh, like we can make sense of why you're going through something difficult with your body. And more than likely, if you just question, what have I been using, like what Becca said, like on my body or putting in my body, how is my environment, like my air that I'm breathing, like all of these things are affected or
Hmm.
like affecting your body and how you feel. And until you start to make those tiny shifts, again, we're not perfect with it. We'll say it over and over. Like,
No,
I
but we
mean,
just want to help. Again, we're just trying to
yeah,
help you become aware too. Because
yeah,
even like,
yeah,
Emily right now, like I mentioned dish soap, she's like, "Wait, the dish soap?" Like,
yeah. I'm like,
it's like
oh
people
shit. That too.
people don't. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
It's
like
like
literally the
people.
water bottle I'm drinking out of, probably like so much plastic or whatever in it.
Yeah. No, it is. It's like we're, hopefully just if someone has anything similar, like,
Yeah,
struggles with migraines too, I urge you to, I'm sure you're trying to figure out why and stuff like that, but tune into like what's around you, what are you using, what's like,
yeah,
maybe that's part of it, maybe it's not, sometimes it's sleep, it's the way you sleep, it's like my neck,
yeah.
it's
There's so many different
whatever, it's like,
factors.
but
Yeah.
anyway, we could lead into Emily's
Yeah, I think
why.
something that you said that would segue really well into my deeper why. You said like sometimes it's just easier when it's someone else you're doing it for. So I think for me, my deeper why of what before, I know on last week's episode or the first episode we recorded, we did mention for a hot second about this like podcast that I listened to that was super inspirational. It was like my light bulb moment. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, it came even before that. I last year was really when I could feel this like shift in my body happening. Something was just off. And especially around my period, like I knew it was getting more and more irregular. And just you know your body more than anyone, and you know when something feels off. So I was trying to just tune into that and listen to it. I finally went to the doctor, and it was confirmed to me that you don't know 100% if you have endometriosis until they go in for the surgery to see how much. But it was pretty much confirmed through all my symptoms that I shared and just my history of my family's history and what I was going through, that that's what I had. And it was kind of this moment for me, um, that I like remember getting back in my car, and it wasn't like the doctor told me like you're never going to have kids or like this is never in the cards for you. But it was the first moment I had to question, like, oh, even getting pregnant could be hard, like that could be something I face due to this.
Mm-hmm.
And it really kind of clicked for me in that moment to say like, okay, I know I value my health and I want to be the healthiest version I can for me, but I more than anything want to help my chances of getting pregnant. And like, if I can do that by switching the products and the food that I eat to be more clean and really allow my body to do what it's naturally supposed to do, then I'll try. And it seriously was just me saying, like, what is this gonna hurt? If anything,
Yeah.
if it if anything,
It's
I'm gonna
not
feel
gonna hurt.
better. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
not gonna hurt anything. If anything, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna, discover that like my body likes this versus this, or maybe I'll feel lighter and not as heavy walking around, not physically like weight wise, but just as a person, I felt so weighed down, and I didn't
Mhm.
even realize how weighed down I was
Yeah.
until I started switching everything. So I think, like how you said, and what
I
I'm
mean,
trying to
literally,
say,
your gut was like just so inflamed and everything before
so
you really, yeah, started going
I
through all this. So,
just to give some people some context, like I have always been a pretty petite person. There's never, that's just how I've been built. And I was not trying to lose any weight from this. I just really wanted to feel healthier and get my body as prepared to hopefully conceive naturally. And I've lost like 20 pounds of
yeah,
pure inflammation and bloat after
yeah,
switching everything around. And that
that's
is
crazy.
food. And that's, yeah, I mean, it's changing all of my like daily products I use, and there will be an episode mainly very focused on the endometriosis side of stuff and all the things that I've switched to help with that. So
Right.
I'll get into that at a later point, but it is insane. It's like I completely switched my whole life around, and how I feel and how I really look now,
Hmm.
uh without just walking around like a tiny little blimp.
No,
I was
no, but you
hurting
did. You
people.
you could you could tell, like you could
Yeah.
tell that you were like. I mean, when this started last year and kind of right before you found out you
Hmm.
do have it, essentially, you were like, something's not right. I'm not
Yeah.
okay. I don't
Yeah.
feel good. Like,
Right.
obviously, you were flying a ton, and like flying,
Hmm.
we know can like bloat you and all the things, whatever. But it's like you were just in this place where you did not feel good, and you didn't you could tell your body didn't like look good because of that. Not in a way like, oh, you
Yes.
didn't look good, like you could
Right.
just
No.
tell that you
My body
physically
was just
weren't.
struggling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was off. Like I just felt so imbalanced everywhere. And yeah, so I think uh the original why really wasn't even for myself. It was just to like, let's see, and let's also prepare for what's to come. And I mean, it truly has been this whole process of switching out first and foremost what I am eating to reduce my gut and just like get back to a normal like feeling. I didn't even know, Becca, that like before I switched everything of what I was eating first and foremost, I thought that to feel full, and maybe some people can relate to this, and this doesn't mean you have endometriosis. There might just be a deep, heavy gut issue going on as well that many of us probably have with the foods we're consuming in our society.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I thought that feeling full meant this like burning
On
sensation in your gut. Like I'm not kidding. That was
burn.
normal. Like I
Oh
was
my god.
burning. My gut was like so inflamed that I thought,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'm just full," but it was like it was
your
just this
gut was dying.
uncomfortable. Yeah, literally, I was suffering. And so
Yeah, it's not funny, but
it's not funny, but yeah, of course, looking back, you're like, what the fuck was I doing to myself? Like
yeah.
I was just like giving into all these things that just was,
Well, you don't
you know,
realize, like you said, if you
yeah,
don't know, you don't know.
yeah, yeah,
And it's like you had never fully like gone in a way to like change your lifestyle, kind of like that's basically what you did, is change your lifestyle. And
yeah,
um then you're like, wow,
yeah.
look what happened, look what, like, the result. So you don't know unless you know, like, it's all.
Exactly. And it just really started with me like doing some research of like, okay, if for my personal situation with endometriosis, it's like, okay, everything is inflamed in there already. Let me start researching what an anti-inflammatory diet looks like, and then let me look into some natural herbs and supplements that's also going to aid this. And with time and consistency, which I know I have to commit to this in order for me to see change, just like how Becca said, it's not like her migraines went away overnight. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it is a commitment of a lifestyle shift, and that is what has resulted in me now feeling and looking and, being the version I am today, which is
Mm-hmm.
honestly like the happiest and just, I feel like the lightest version of myself. And again, not to even mean like weight wise, just
Yeah.
I feel like so much lighter in my sleep feels better. My moods feel better. Like
Yeah.
my body physically feels better. I feel
Well, because
just
all these toxins that
mhm,
like we're talking about, whether it's in a product or your food, they're all like mostly products, I would say actually, but it's
yeah,
like they're endocrine disruptors. So it's
right.
like it does make sense that you like literally feel better and you are happier and
Yeah,
all the like
yeah.
maybe okay, like of course everybody's got their things, but it's like it does make sense. Like it
Yeah.
literally does
It's
disrupt
literally
your hormones and
disrupting
everything.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me when you really think about it. Like, our bodies were never meant to intake everything that it
Hmm.
does. And the fact
Yeah.
that we're actually surviving with everything being disrupted as it is insane. But I
Yeah.
mean, it,
I mean, this happened over time, obviously. It's
yeah,
not,
yeah,
and that's actually like a good little segue into a little like childhood moment. It's
yeah.
like back in the day, it wasn't that way. It's like we, um, like, I
We've
don't know.
just
It's
been,
evolved. Like our,
yeah.
our world has evolved and people want things like cheaper and faster and like whatever.
Yeah.
And
And that's what we've
honestly, that's
now
kind
grown
of
accustomed to.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
where we
yeah.
got to.
Do you have like a childhood thing though that like your
Uh,
clean-ish childhood like food or something?
you
I was
mean
thinking
not
about,
clean?
yeah, not, yeah,
Not
the
clean.
ish part of clean. Like, or
Okay,
maybe completely toxic.
I was thinking about childhood. Well, I did do some googling because I was like trying to think of some things. But something that blows my mind, which I think is still very much a normal thing today. But and this is more like middle school, maybe high school, whatever.
Mm.
Um, and to be honest, my mom never bought these things, but so it was always like from a friend I got it. But like the mac and cheese that
Oh my
was in the
gosh.
plastic cup that you put in the
To heat it up.
microwave to
That
heat
was
it
like
up.
college for me. Literally.
I
I
mean,
got
yeah,
those in
it's like it's
college.
good. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's so good. But it's like when you think about it, you're
Oh,
like sprinkling some packaged
oh
cheese that probably
gosh.
isn't real cheese at all, and then you're putting it like these noodles in this plastic cup that probably has
To
like
heat in the
forever chemicals, and then you're
microwave.
putting it in a microwave, which a microwave is also, it's like funny. The microwave literally when it came out, like back when our grandmas like were moms at our age,
Mhm.
whatever, and they came out the microwave, they knew it was bad.
Yeah.
They
Isn't
literally were
that
like, this is
crazy? They're like,
horrible. But then
this is
they're
the
like,
devil.
they're like, we'll put it in every household. It will be
Yeah.
great. They're
Everyone
like,
will. I mean, they predicted, how people would use it, and it really is a household item now. It's
it
like, this
is.
is,
It's like,
people
well,
can't live without it.
right. It's like, and people love the convenience of a microwave, of
Hmm.
course, but it's like so bad for you. And it's like,
Yeah.
we knew it was when it first came out, like, but
Yeah.
it became such a norm. And
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, so that was one
You're
thing. You can go with another one. I have a few I was thinking about.
okay. Well, I definitely have a few, but like, I specifically for this was thinking of a moment that actually my fiance and I, we had this like breakdown day. This was at least like 3 years ago, but it brought it. I promise this all ties together. Okay.
Emily can go down a story. We have no
Yeah,
idea where she's
we have
taking us.
no idea where I'm going.
Let's follow along.
Yeah, let's see if we can follow along. No, basically, we were like, let's go to the store and let's get all the things that we used to eat as a kid at like a sleepover. When
Okay.
I tell you, we broke down. We got Gushers. We
Yum.
got like the what are those like it's like an ice cream cake thing.
Oh,
It's
oh, like the with the brown, like the chocolate
Yeah,
brownie.
it's like brownie with the ice cream in the middle.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, we got
ice cream
like
sandwich.
those like
Ice cream
yeah,
sandwich.
just an ice cream sandwich. We got those like weenies, but like in the red sauce. We're like, let's get everything to reminisce about being a kid
Oh
again.
god.
And then for this, so this is my point, is like thinking back to like when we were kids and we were eating these things that we had no idea. And again, like how Becca said, like times have changed, and I think
Yeah.
like considering that like nowadays there are these huge companies that like don't really have to tell us everything that's in it, or we're discovering more and more what they're using and how like absurd it is of what ingredients are applied to these things. And back
Hmm.
then like maybe it wasn't that bad, but at the same time our guts were like being set up only for the worst by eating
Yeah.
those things as
Yeah.
kids.
I mean, like looking at Cheerios back in the day, like the original ingredients of like
Mhm.
just a regular, not even frosted Cheerio or whatever, like
Yeah.
it was simple ingredients. There was a couple, you could read them, all the things. Like I think everybody knows if you go and you get a Cheerio thing now, it's like there's a million things. You have no idea what you're saying. You can't pronounce
Red
it. Like,
40
yeah.
die.
Yeah, and honestly, that even goes back to like I loved candy as a little kid. Like loved candy. It was like my dad would be like, "Hey, I'm going to the store." I'm like, "Can I come?" Because I wanted candy. Like
Yeah.
I was addicted, right? Okay. So, and honestly, my migraines stem back to a little girl. Like I remember eating candy. I would like eat the candy. I would get such a bad migraine, and like without being too vivid, I would get sick. I would throw up because my migraines were so intense. And it's
Yeah.
like now I look back and it's like those the dyes and everything. It's like I didn't even realize honestly until like probably more recently that like a red dye affected me the way that it does. Like I love
Yeah.
Swedish fish. I can't eat them. It's like I realize I get a headache. I wonder
Yeah.
why. Like and then
Yeah.
it's like I was baking. I baked these like Easter biscuit things, like family recipe. I
Yeah.
used like red food coloring and then I ate it and I didn't feel good. It's like
Right.
it's funny. Like I didn't know these things, but
And
it does
that's
it
what I
like
think most of us can say, whoever's listening, and of course, us, what you're saying, I can completely relate to. I think
well, and
everyone
you're
these,
allergic to dye, the yellow
yeah.
dye or whatever.
I mean, yeah, I'm allergic to certain dyes, so I really know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
But I think everyone who's listening, can relate at towards something that we're eating not feeling good afterwards.
Yeah.
There's no way
Of
that you're
course,
gonna
yeah.
go to McDonald's and feel like $1,000,000 after you ate their horrible like cheeseburger and fries or something, like
Yeah.
it's just our bodies weren't meant to consume these unorganic and processed and just
The processing
horribly
and everything. Yeah.
inflamed,
I
yeah,
mean,
like
so many people
things.
are gluten free. I'm not gluten free, which is like surprisingly
Hmm.
because of the like celiac aspect of my gut, like
Right.
which is interesting, but it's because of my migraines, but it's like it all stems down to like of course so many people are or so
Yeah.
many people are lactose intolerant, whatever. It's the processing of a lot of our foods and it all relates into our foods and our products and
Yeah.
America. I don't know. Sorry.
The whole no, I mean, if we're
Like the
being real, it's like there are things banned in Europe
other countries, right? I think we'll
that
probably
our
have a
country feeds us. It's insane.
yeah, or I mean, it just even on our product and fragrance. I mean,
Yeah.
which I'm sure we'll get into. I mean, that can be like 1,500 different like ingredients in the word
Hmm.
fragrance, and they just can hide it behind the word fragrance, perfume,
Yeah.
like. and a lot of that is banned. I mean, that's why people like going to like France and getting like whatever
Yeah.
face product and stuff, because
Mm-hmm. It's
it's
cleaner.
different ingredients. Yeah.
And if anyone listening is feeling any type of like rage when you start to like learn these things or just like understand how deep we are in it as a country or as like a whole, it's okay. Like we've been there. It's okay to be angry about it because it is so frustrating. It's like we're a part of this experiment that none of us signed up for. That's how it feels
Yeah.
sometimes. And
I mean, or
it's
it's just
sad.
like
And
people, yeah, or the companies don't care maybe what they can result in or something. I don't know. It's
yeah,
I mean, that's a whole deeper side and
deeper
thought to it.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're getting
But
real deep in
yeah,
it.
we don't want to go that far, honestly, I feel like. But there are other choices you can make, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like why we're here.
Yeah.
Um it's like we keep saying, it's about like the progress and not the perfection.
Yeah.
And
I think it's just
yeah.
important to encourage you guys to like kind of wrap up all of this in a sense of like understanding our deeper personal whys and then the things that really we're discovering and that has been affecting us as a whole and what could potentially relate to you is affecting as a whole. And just I think my like biggest thing would just if you haven't figured out a why and if you feel like you're ready to make a lifestyle shift because you've been like suffering from something, like just start small. You know, you don't have to have it
It
all
got
figured
so
out.
dark in your room. Sorry, can we just
I
point that
know.
out?
I'm like the sun has
you're
gone
in
down and I'm
you're in the
in the
dark.
dark. For
Like we're
whoever's
just
watching, it was like fully lit and now I'm just like a cutout of a person
sorry, I'm
behind a
just gonna
black
I
wall.
gotta be gotta be real. Like all of a sudden I was like, wait, it's pitch black.
Yeah, actually I'm just sitting in a completely dark room.
You can turn on the light if you want. But
I probably should.
yeah. Yeah, I think that kind of wraps up a lot of our like
Yeah.
whys and moments that we had. And just sharing that, like, you feel better, you're lighter, and you're like you feel a daily difference on what you've been
Yes.
doing and the changes you've made. And I notice that I like have less and less headaches, and that I also feel better, like,
Yeah.
with the choices I'm making. And yeah, I think
Just
that's
to
just
just to like point out the differences we actually are feeling and it does tie to consistency as well. Like that's something that we have to point out because without our determination to make a lifestyle shift, like we wouldn't be here today. And that did take consistency. But
yeah.
again, there's always like just a better option. And sometimes that doesn't mean like flipping your whole life around to make the better option. It just
Yeah.
means like
And
knowing you
also,
have a reason to and then deciding it for yourself.
yeah. And we're also like not trying to say, like you said, like everything has to go or whatever. Or like, let's say you love Diet Coke. Like, we're not saying you have to give up your Diet Coke. Like,
No.
like we're not
Listen.
like, we all like, again, this is like the clean-ish life.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
clean-ish. We have like our things that are important to us, that we're easy to switch and that we can stick to, and that makes us consistent. Like,
Right.
and over time, the more and more things you do, the more you learn, like,
Right.
and you'll stick with it. Like, you'll hopefully feel a
Which
difference too. But
brings us
goes
probably to the moment of
our
sharing our weekly
messy.
our messy confession segment where we want to even share like a clean win or do we just want to share our messy
No,
confession?
clean. I think clean win is always good too.
Yeah, yeah, to give the listeners inspiration. Let them
Yeah,
know we're actually trying.
I
I
kind of
think they know
have
we're
like,
trying.
I have two clean wins, I guess.
Okay.
Just that I mentioned last week, so I just want to like refer back. I talked about how I bought like the different toilet paper,
Yes, yes.
which we've been using, and honestly, like, I like it. I have no issues with it. I think like it's definitely. I'm like gonna give you the real review on it because that's
Mm,
what we want to do here. Like,
yeah.
it's thinner toilet paper, like, so depending on what you're used to, like, it is on the thinner side, but I think it's really strong. Like, it's very, for being such a thin toilet paper, it's strong and in a weird way thick. So I don't mind it. Like, definitely my husband has been like, oh, this is different, or I feel like we are going through the roll faster than like a bigger roll of Charmin or something like that, which is the case. We're also again in New York, so we have one bathroom. We don't have
Yeah.
multiple bathrooms. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I do feel like maybe we're using the roll a little bit more, but at the same time, like I have no issues with it. I think it's strong, and I don't think
Yeah.
it's like uncomfortable or itchy or something like that in a way. Even like a thin toilet paper can be like, I don't have those issues with it.
Yeah.
Like,
It definitely gives thin, but it is equally as strong as like a normal
yeah,
toilet paper that you would
yeah,
use. Yeah.
totally.
I like it too.
Um,
My
yeah.
mom's real happy. Okay, so that's your one. What's the other one? Because that was
Oh, I was
that was
gonna
like
say
last week's.
that my sweet dear Emily sent me a nice little birthday
Yeah,
package, and so I
because
had mentioned
she turned
I'm
30.
30.
Woohoo!
So, and I had mentioned about my mascara and my horrible putting water in it, everything
Oh yeah, last
to
week.
extend it. And so it's funny because she had sent me the Well People, right? That's the name of it.
Yeah, well,
Well
people.
People, yeah. So it's like a cleaner makeup company and stuff. And she had sent me in that package the mascara. And so I tried it today.
And it looks
And
good. Yeah, it looks good.
and I like, to be honest, when I opened it, it's like a small little tiny brush, and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Like, I like a really big, thick brush. Wow.
She's like, thanks, Emily, but no thanks.
No, but to be honest, when I used it, I was like, oh wait, this is like totally good. It goes on like nice and thick, which is
Yeah.
like what I like, and it was super easy to use and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really like it. And so I'm here to say I have two clean wins, that I like my
Yeah.
toilet paper and I like my new mascara.
Nice. That's good. I mean, and honestly, we will review very honestly when it comes to like there are some things, there's a lot of things that are hits and then there's a lot of misses. So,
Yeah,
I mean, we'll be honest about the things that really we've tried and do not
didn't
prefer.
love. Yeah.
Yeah. Um those are good
What are
ones.
what's your
Yeah.
clean? What's your clean win?
Okay, well, this is a very personal clean win because this
Oh
doesn't
god.
refer to like everyone's version of clean. For my specific anti-inflammatory diet, like sticking away from a lot of sugar and a lot of dairy is really important to keep the inflammation down. And I, as Becca knows, we can go way back with this. I love chocolate. I mean, it
Oh
is
my
like
god.
you have no idea. And it
Like, we
is
could make a whole podcast episode about chocolate.
just yeah, we totally could. But to keep it short, because I know we're almost done here, 100% like it is forever and always going to be my weakness. But I'm really proud of myself. It's like there's always a little give and take, and that's why we're here saying clean-ish because the chocolate that I did get, it's probably not like even healthy for you, but it's a better version for what
Yeah.
I'm going through. It's my clean ish version.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of wanting to give into my weakness this week and go out and buy like four, Hershey bars, I went to the candy section. I was like, there's gotta be a non dairy
Yeah,
chocolate.
a dark chocolate.
Yeah, and well, no, they literally had so many versions of like a Reese's cup with
Mm.
not milk chocolate. It was like almond, um, or like any oat kind of like oat milk chocolate,
Oh, okay.
like
So it's still
made
like trying to be milk chocolate, but without the milk.
but without the milk. And
Mm.
I was like, this is a win for me this week. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give in. And I will say, like I've had two of them. Don't judge me. But in one
No
week.
judgment.
But um but it's like I do feel better. I don't feel like weighed down or heavy. I can very much feel when I eat dairy and high loads of sugar. My body just gets bloated instantly and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that way. So I was like, I'm
That's
gonna
good.
take this as my clean this
Yeah.
week. Um shall we quickly go over our messy confession then?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. Mine is kind of like a past one. So it is like something so people can know, like, I'm not like light years ahead of anyone within this situation. I literally did this months ago, having, I had an inkling that this probably wasn't that good for me, but talking about earlier in this episode, like microwaving things in the, in plastic or like styrofoam, totally just like did that,
Styrofoam.
like, yeah, or not styrofoam, like, yeah, the to-go box, like styrofoam, yeah,
Oh God, yeah.
totally just like because it was convenient or like,
Yeah,
yeah, that is and was at times my messy confession. I did not
totally.
realize, like, until I, you know, understood or like researched or figured out how horrible that is for you.
Yeah.
All those
That's
little
like one of your
toxins.
that's one of your big ones always. You're always like, no plastic in the microwave. Like you've been
Yeah,
so on that, which
yeah.
I definitely don't do that anymore too. But I think everyone can probably listening and us, we can all say we've done
We've
that
done
and
it, and yeah, it just has to be a
definitely
personal, like, okay, I'm going to take this much longer to actually just transfer that food to like a bowl if I still
even a
just want to like heat it up, like it can
mhm.
be a glass bowl instead.
Or you can put on the stove. I will say my husband is like very
That's
much,
true.
he never grew up with a microwave. And so he's like, when we moved in together years ago, he was like, you want a microwave? I was like, we have to have a
You're like,
microwave. What do you mean? How do you
that's, yeah.
survive? Which actually, that's a good one for me. My messy confession, I guess, is that I still a lot of times warm up my coffee every morning. I shouldn't say a lot of times. I pretty much consistently do.
Yeah.
Warm up my coffee like creamer
Hmm.
in the microwave.
Oh, like the whole creamer
No,
bottle?
not no. Oh Jesus, come on.
I was like, that's probably dangerous.
No. Like I pour what I
I
use
see, I
in my
see.
cup,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
literally, my sweet husband got me a like Nespresso,
Oh,
like
yeah.
frother one, so I could literally, I don't even have to froth it. I can literally just warm it in that thing and not use the microwave. And I'm lazy. I'm lazy.
I
That's
mean,
honesty.
and I think that's
It's
the
faster and
reality.
quicker.
Yeah, that's the reality of why this episode is called Clean Ish, because there is a lot of convenience in our world today, and we have instant access to it if we
Yeah.
need it and want it. And so, we're human too, and that's why we're here to let you in on our every week that we're still figuring out the ish part, the messy confession part of all of this. So, yeah, we hope you enjoyed hearing this week. Okay, so we did have some technical difficulties at the end of this episode, but we do want
Sorry.
to say sorry and thanks for being here with us this week.
Yeah, we're really appreciative that you guys are here and listening, and follow us on Instagram at the Cleanish Life, and we got like links on our Instagram too. If you want to see any of the products that we are using, you can go to our bio, check that stuff out. And yeah, we just want to thank you for listening, can't and hope that you come back next week.
Yeah, so next week's episode, what we'll be talking about is truly guiding you and letting you in on just starting small and giving some tips and tricks on how to do that. So it's not overwhelming and you don't feel just cluttered with all the information at once, and you can start your cleanish living as well.
Yay!
Yay! Yay for episode 2. We thank you guys, and we hope you have a great week and can't wait until next time.
Yeah, and stay clean-ish.
Ish. Thanks for tuning in to the Cleanish Life.
Make sure to follow the show wherever you listen and come hang out with us on Instagram at The Cleanish Life for more laughs, real talk, and the occasional questionable wellness tip.
Because perfection's overrated, but cleanish, totally doable.
Bye, friends. Keep it clean-ish.